Hi guys, I'm glad you're here. I just wanted to post a quick video welcoming you to the course. I understand that a lot of you guys might be dealing with tremendous hardship as a result of the hurricane. And let me just say first and foremost, please do email me, keep me in the loop about any issues you're facing that are going to prevent you from maybe completing assignments on time, or there's some accommodation that you need. I'm happy to work with you guys on that kind of thing. I don't want this video to go too long, so I guess I'll get into it. Here's the main page for the Blackboard site for the course, and I just wanted to draw your attention to a few critical components here. So first would be the announcements. Whenever I post an announcement, I also send it out via email. That's going to go to your SanJack student email address. So it's really important that you either, number one, check your SanJack email regularly, so at least once a day, or number two, sign into the Blackboard site at least once a day and check for any announcements. I try, as a way of keeping you guys engaged, to have something to announce almost every day. It might just be letting you know that I graded your last set of lecture questions and you can go in and look at my feedback, or reminding you about something that's due. But just as a way to keep the communication flow going, I will try to post a lot of announcements. So that's the first thing. Also, well, let me say this before I get into the checklist you see here. So make sure, if you haven't already done so, that you click on Start Here and go through the course orientation. I know it's fairly long, but it's important that you guys understand all the components of the course and what's expected of you at the outset. So there is quite a lot to do during the first week, which we've had a setback here, and the first week has been pushed back. So get on that as soon as possible, going through the course orientation. Now what I've pulled up here, you would get to this page by clicking on weekly units from the main page, and then you'll see week one. So then you would click on the week one folder, and this would open up. Now this is the third item. This is the week one checklist. So what I wanted to bring up here is that each week there will be a list, there'll be one of these weekly checklists of exactly what's due that week. So the rest of this is just to help you get these items done. But it's nice to come back to the weekly checklist each week and just kind of tick them off to be sure that you've completed all the assignments that are due that week. The section lectures are notes that I've created along with Professor Repsher, who actually just retired last semester, so she's no longer in the department. But the videos are mostly either me or Professor Repsher explaining some example problems. Those are embedded in these section lectures, so you'll read some notes. We didn't post entire 2-hour lectures. You'll read through some notes, you'll click on a video to view an example, and then continue that way. Embedded in those section lectures are what I call lecture questions. So you're going to have to click through the section lecture to get the lecture questions. That's just extra motivation for you guys to actually go in and look at the lectures, because those are the lectures for the course. Wherever you see a lecture question, there's going to be an example right before it that's very similar to whatever I'm asking you to solve. So just be sure, if you just click on the section lecture and just click until you see a lecture question, you're making things a bit harder on yourself. Make sure you actually read the lecture notes, because it should make the lecture question fairly easy, just because it will be directly modeled off of a previous example. All right, so the next thing would be, so you're going through your weekly checklist here. What I've talked to you about was these lecture questions. The bulk of your homework, though, is going to be done in my math lab. So you would click this Go to My Math Lab button. And let me just add to here. So discussion board. If you click on discussion board, there's a student questions forum, and you get credit towards bonus points by asking questions in the discussion board. And I've had classes where that really gets going, where the student questions forum really takes off, and students are answering each other's questions, and we're getting a lot of engagement. There's other semesters where almost nobody uses it, if I'm being honest. But remember to take advantage of that. So you've got the discussion board, you've got the online office hours, You've got the help through my math lab, and then you've got just emailing me like you would any professor. Okay, I'm sorry this video is so long. I hope we have a great semester. Let me know if you have any questions or concerns, and good luck. An example homework question here. What I wanted to draw your attention to is you can click on question help and you get these options for help with your homework problems in my math lab. Now this doesn't seem to have a video link. A lot of them will have a link to a video of someone solving a similar problem. But what I really wanted to point out was the ask my instruction option here. Ask my instructor. So that will open up an email that's sent to me. It'll include a link to your problem, so you don't have to sit there and try to type out the math equation that you're looking at. I'll have a link so you can just trust that I'm looking at the same window that you're looking at right now. And you can just type a few sentences about what exactly is messing you up with that problem. When I respond, that email will go to whatever email address you use when you set up your My Math Lab account. So if you want everything in one place, you'd want to set up your My Math Lab account with your Sanjak email address, or else just know that when you use Ask My Instructor, you should expect my response in whatever email you gave to My Math Lab when you registered. Also, one other thing, so there's the textbook option here. I've emailed with a few of you guys just to clarify that you do not have to buy a hard copy of the textbook. The entire textbook is available here in my math lab, and you can even print it if you want to. Okay, I've already made. Last thing I wanted to show you with the course is online office hours. And so here I opened it up. Now this problem here is from my linear algebra class, so just the material, if it doesn't look familiar, it shouldn't. It doesn't need to. But this is what it looks like when you're in online office hours. So you'll see a window where I can write out the solution to a problem. So I can copy in your homework problems, write out a solution, and be talking you through it in real time. And so you can stop and ask me a question either by typing in the chat or just clicking the talk button and just speaking directly to me. You can use your webcam and click video here. That does sometimes kind of bog things down in the online classroom. So I typically stick to just writing on the screen and chatting. But if you'd like to use video, we can do that as well. So please make sure you consider taking advantage of the online office hours, because it really is a way to meet with me in the virtual space. But so we can talk, we can pull in homework questions, I can copy in pages of the notes if you want to just tell me that like slide 17 in the section notes for that week didn't make any sense to you, so I could copy that in and talk you through it. Just please consider that. My first online office hours will be tomorrow night. I'm recording this on Tuesday. So on Wednesday night at 9:15 p.m. I'll be logged into this little chat window and ready to help you guys. My last thing was I just wanted to give you guys a couple of words of advice starting the course. Just be sure and start some good habits right now. So two main things I would tell you. I'm going to get a blank page. Distracting. Two main things I would tell you in getting some good habits started. Number one, when you're writing out, when you're solving problems in my math lab, keep a notebook and actually write out your solutions the same way you would if you were going to turn in your work. You are not going to turn in your written work for my math lab assignments, but pretend like you are and keep a good record. Keep it all together in a notebook or a binder. That way you have something to go back and review. Your midterm and your final exam are written exams where you actually write out your work. And I give you partial credit. I give you as much partial credit as I can justify on the midterm and the final. But so you'll get points for being able to clearly communicate how you're solving the problem. Number two, my second bit of advice is ask questions and start right away. So as soon as something doesn't make sense, you've really got 4 different ways to ask a question. You can send me an email. You can use the Ask My Instructor button in my math lab. You can go to online office hours, and you can use the discussion board.